Hey guys, how you doing? This is Manga etc. and I'm here today to bring you the review for Build King Manga Chapter 16. What this chapter does is set up the fights that are to come with Satin Hills, and also most importantly, because I've been waiting for this, I've been asking for about this for a very long time. It reveals our first, maybe even our main, maybe even our only, but definitely our first group of villains, which is going to be Satin Hills. And now, like I said, it sets up some fights and reveals our enemies, and it also answers a question, well, not a question, well, kind of, something that I said within my last review. I said that it is possible that these guys, Satin Hills, have come to the tournament, this exam for Ton, and that seems to be the case. Ton and Manga actually, because it was mentioned by the main guy who's been causing trouble so far. He says something on the lines of, oops, well, now I've got to do it in the opposite order, something along them lines. So I think it's possible that they are after Ton and Manga, but more importantly, Ton. And that's because we found out Ton has a special type of vigor, which I will touch upon a little bit later. And now, why I think it's possible that this Satin Hills are after both Ton and Rengar, and it all goes back to 2x4. The relationship with 2x4, and how after all this time, maybe 2x4, after his master, he just went on bad and just did his own thing, and nobody could control him in any sense of the word. And now after all this time, not only has 2x4 reappeared, not only has he been repaired, but he seems to have taken a liking to Ton and Rengar, so rightly so. People would start to look at them both like, what's so special about these two that 2x4 has taken a liking to them? So rightly so, you would want to go check them out. And now it's more likely, it's obvious to me anyway, that they have more of an interest within Ton, because Ton seems to have a special type of vigor. Last week we was told about, I think it was 8 colors of vigor. There seems to be a ninth one. Well, if it's not a ninth one, there is more less popular, not the word I'm looking for, less common vigor types. And now, for me personally, I'm assuming that it's a ninth one and a special one where this type of vigor engulfs all the properties of the other ones that we've been reintroduced into, similar to Nen, where you can be the specialist type, where you can do basically everything. This is where I think we're going with this ninth, or at least the type of vigor that Ton has. And yeah, like I said, I think it will probably engulf all of the tributes of the other ones, maybe even have his own special personal attributes as well. Only time will tell with that one. But the reason why I think 2x4 took a liking to Ton is because Ton has this vigor, and that this vigor is similar to his masters. That's where I think we are heading along and down this route. This is why it's a rare vigor. Hardly anybody's got it. That's why people are interested in it, and I think it's the same vigor that 2x4's master has. How that links into Rengar as well, why 2x4 took us like into Rengar as well, I'm not quite sure as of yet. Don't really have no ideas on that, but something may come down the line. But for now, that's what I got to say about the relationship between 2x4 and Ton, and why he was able to take a liking to it. It's not, or maybe it's part of the reason because of Ton revitalized, made it speak and span again, but the vigor definitely think clicks back to the master that 2x4 had. So within the chapter, Rengar gets captured by Satin Hills. And I think that's rightly so, because like I've said previously, I always felt like Rengar will always be the builder, not the fighter. Yeah. A little spin on the lover not fighter thing. But yeah, the builder, not the fighter. So fights are about to go down, no doubt. And just to have Rengar kind of somewhat out of the way, also a possible it also leads to a possible thinking of where things might take off. We have to have Rengar out the way. And now what I mean by that is that fights are about to go down. Like I said at the very beginning of this review, the fights are pretty much set up. We are going to have the main villain guy that we've had up until now. I can't remember his name. He is going to take on Smith and the guy from the 10 edifices that came down. That's one fight. We are going to have the Soother versus Mr. Censorship. That's another fight. Wasn't set up within the chapter, but I also think we're going to have Ton versus Krillin. That's another fight, and this is why it goes back to why I feel like why it needed to be Rengar who was captured, just so we can have another fight, so we can have someone fight there. Because if Ton was captured instead, and the fights went down, it would have had to have been Rengar versus Krillin, but Rengar's not a fighter, so we have that as well. Even on the other side of the cliff, where Shinobi Builder is, we have his fight set up, and now his fight is a 2-on-1. His fight is a 2-on-1, so I don't know if he's gonna win his fight. Numbers is just not in his favor, but he might be just that powerful that he can take on two, whatever. So that's set up there. So he got a fight going on over there as well. So yeah, so rightly so, I was right in assuming Siva was one of the bads. Yay me. And now we also found out that Krillin is one of the bads as well. Not surprised by this, not disappointed. It was just like, okay, Before we was told that maybe one of them has infiltrated. we had 3 infiltrators, but oh well, that's cool. What else was I gonna say? If we go back to the very first panel of the chapter, where we find out that one of the moles, the whack-a-moles that they were fighting with, was dead, and it was said that this could have only happened because of a certain figure. At first, I thought that was hinting that the main villain guy, that he did the kill. But I'm starting to now think that it was Ton who did this accidentally. What I see happening down the line is that the fights will play out. We'll have our wins, we'll have our losses. I don't think all the heroes, quote unquote heroes, will win. We'll have our fight, we'll have our losses, and then it is possible that Ton may have to go willingly with that. But I think, but then again, it might be a bit too early for that. I think it might be too early for Ton to be going away. But at the end of the day, no doubt in my mind that it will end in a retreat for Satin Hills. Are they taking a captive? Maybe. If they are to take a captive, I reckon it'll be Rengar over Ton, but I do see Ton as a possibility, offering to give up himself rather than let them have Rengar. At the end of the day, they do want Ton over Rengar anyway, so they'd be down for it if the opportunity arises for that. Just want to quickly add that why I think it will end up in the retreat is because that bubble that Rengar is currently in, they can't break it. The member for the 10 that group there, he tried to break the bubble, failed. Ton also tried to break the bubble, failed. So right now they have this bubble that they can't break. Do I think that the villain that essentially is set up to fight Smith and this 10 Adventist member can beat the two of them 2-on-1. Hell no. But I think he does seem to be at least sturdy and strong. So he should be able to at least survive so when they want to retreat. And also another thing that could come into play here for his sake is that at the end of the previous chapter, we see 3 houses within the last panel, and now obviously these are Saturn Hill houses, and it's not, at least 2 of them anyway, are not the same as the ones that we see to end up with the Shinobu guy. So we have potentially 3 more houses, at least 2 minimum, still there in the background that could be willing and able to support. So yeah, that's basically the reason why I think that this will end in a retreat. So Saturn Hills are main villains for now. They seem to be operating as a reverse build on society kind of thing. That's the vibe I'm getting from them right now. This chapter kind of answered my question that I've been wondering for about what is the power structure within the series. So the way I see it is that we have build on, main company, everyone needs to license to officially be a builder, and then we have the 10 edifices. They are an establishment or an organization, let's say rather, that are built into the build on to take on people or organizations like Saturn Hill. That's the kind of vibes that I'm getting right now. The police force right now. Why there's only 10 of them? Numbers seem a bit low, but hey ho, that's why we're rolling with it right now. And then we have Shovel's group, who they may be strong dons, they may be able to do the kind of things that the 10 are there for, protecting the peace, building peace. But I think for the most part, especially, they are builders, but they could do the 10 other job as well. So I think that is everything I've got to say about this chapter. I am going to give it a 4-star rating and call it a review. Like always, guys, I'm asking for your thoughts and opinions. If you have not already, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. But most importantly, take care. Have a nice day.